Well, CPS placed my daughter in a horrible home where bad stuff happened to her. There was drugs. There was so many people in that house, in and out. I was scared for my daughter. She was a house down for me. The foster mom's son got out, and he had told me if I didn't date him, he was going to hurt my daughter. So I called CPS.
Diana from Arizona. Diana, did you have a story to tell or a question to ask?
I had both.
Go for it.
My name is Diana. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. I was a single mom with 7 kids. 2019, my ex-husband, the cops went to his house and, they charged me with child endangerment because I left my daughter there while we had joint custody. CPS let me go home with the kids. I went home. Well, I had bought a home. My mom took a loan off my house without my permission. She forged my signature. Everybody that was my friend, family, just turned against me. Everybody made false allegations. Well, CPS took my kids away. I lost my memory. I was still trying to do good, trying to keep going. Well, CPS placed my daughter in a horrible home where bad stuff happened to her. There was drugs. There was so many people in that house, in and out. I was scared for my daughter. She was a house down for me. The foster mom's son got out, and he had told me if I didn't date him, he was going to hurt my daughter. So I called CPS. I made a lot of reports. I talked to my caseworker. I begged her to get her out of that house. They wouldn't listen to me. I didn't know these people. The foster woman said that she was family. That's why they let my daughter stay there. Why? I really didn't know this lady at all. The son had a crush on me, so nobody believed me. I called the cops. Nobody was believing anything I was saying. So I gave myself to him to protect my daughter so he could stay away from my daughter because he did have charges for child molesting his own daughter. He had a couple CPS cases open. And not only that, he had just got pulled over with a bunch of drugs and guns. Everybody was doing drugs in the house. I was keeping everybody out to the shed. I was going crazy, like crazy. I didn't know what to do, where to turn, where to go. I was calling lawyers. My daughter was calling CPS, telling to take her out of the house. They wouldn't do it. 8 months of broken ribs, being choked, being beat, being tied up, my hair cut with a knife in the bathtub. Because he always seen messages that I was trying to leave. And so he was trying to scare me, and he would tell me how he would kill my kids if I would leave him. Well, my daughter got molested 3 times in that home. Just bad things were happening to her in that house. It was just horrible. It was a nightmare. Everybody that I thought was family turned their backs on me. Like I said, I owned a home. I had 7 kids. I did real estate. I was a paralegal. But the moment that I lost my kids, I lost my memory. I lost my mind. I couldn't think anymore. At age 17, I had my first child. I've always raised my kids by myself. I was a single mom and dad. I had 5 jobs. I did everything possible to give my kids the best future. School was the number 1 priority for my children. Every time I turned around, something bad was happening. My son took him from his grandma came and took him to California. And said that he lived there 6 months, and that's how she got custody of my son. I looked for him in California. I called the cops, and I was like, nobody was believing anything I had to say. I was just screaming for help, and nobody was helping me while I was trying to, same time, still take care of my kids and make sure they were safe. Well, all that happened to me and my daughter. I kept the guy away from her. I kept away from the house. It was just so crazy for me. I don't understand why they charged me for child endangerment, and they told me I was never going to see my kids. I haven't seen my baby in 2 years. I've been a mess without my kids. I'm completely lost. just like anybody would be when they lose their children. You don't realize how much your kids are mean to you. You know, I'll take a bullet for my kids. I'll protect my kids. I'll do anything for them. And it's like I'm trying to save them right now, and I'm still, CPS is still like saying that they're not going to give me custody. They're taking my kids away. They took some of them away already. My 5-year-old doesn't even know me. My kids are struggling, but I talk to them every day, and they're struggling. They're real depressed because they're not used to not being without each other. They're so used to being with each other. You know, I had my son playing football. My daughter was a cheerleader. I did the impossible that I could do with 7 kids and $100 of child support every month. But I made sure my kids did have everything, a roof over their heads. CPS, when CPS opened the case, the dad started talking bad about me, saying all false allegations. Everything was false. Everything that they have said was false. And they believed him. They believed everybody but me. I haven't even got to speak one time in court and tell my side of the story and say everything that was happening and everything that I was trying to do to make sure my kids were going to be okay. I'm taking classes. I did my parenting. I did all my classes. I am doing my peer support. I want to become an advocate. I started a group called Safe Parents and Children. I wanted to help lost mothers, you know, and lost children out there that are hurt because they, you know, they get taken away from CPS. They don't give them that chance to be a family. I have court in 3 days. I'm real scared because it's going to be the last court, and I know that I'm probably never going to be able to see my kids. And when you're so used to being a mom and dad since you're 17, one of the hardest things to do is to take care of yourself, because I don't know how to take care of myself. I know how to take care of my kids. I know how to be a mom and dad. I know how to be everything that they wanted as a parent. You know, I know that they didn't have the mom and dad ideal, but I was all in one. You know, I went for dad's career day for my daughter's school. I did everything. I never asked dad for money. I raised them. I bought the formula, the diapers, everything. I struggled, you know, and even after birth, I went to work, like, but I would do it all over again because those are my babies. Those are the love of my life.
Well, Diana, hold on a second.
Okay.
Brian, do you have anything you want to perhaps tell Diana the situation she's in?
So Diana, I hear what you're saying, and unfortunately, one of the big issues with these kinds of cases is that a lot of times the moms who are the victims of the abuse and doing everything that they can to protect their kids under very difficult circumstances are going through exactly what you're going through, where they go, where they get the threats against their own children, against themselves, and their abuser isolates them from their family. Yeah. And I'm really sorry to see that that's happened to you. But it does sound to me like you are doing everything that you can. I wanted to ask you, because you were saying that you're really having a difficult time trying to take care of yourself right now. One thing that I see a lot of times with people who are going through struggles with CPS is that they kind of go off in like every direction, trying to control like everything that's going on in their environment. Is there anything like that you kind of recognize that you're feeling in your own experiences?
Can you repeat that again? I'm sorry.
Just kind of going in various different directions. And the reason I'm asking the question is because one of the things that's really helpful in situations like this for your own personal self-care is just being able to kind of identify like what are the things that you do have control over. But is that something that's kind of that you've been noticing, where it's just kind of like trying to control, like, you know, trying to kind of solve all these different problems in all these different areas?
You know, it's real stressful for me. It does take a toll out of me, because there's like not one day I don't think about, you know, my kids. Are they okay? Are they safe? Right. Or, you know, what's going on? Like, it's just, you know, an instinct. But one of the things I do try to like do for myself to make myself feel better is I do get a hold of my kids on Messenger. I talk to them. They're real depressed, so I try to get them out of depression. And I do have so much going on, and I'm trying to do everything right. And I'm trying to go to school, do my peer support. I'm trying to get everything. It's taking a lot out of me, but will it be worth it at the end? Maybe, because maybe I could wake up one day and my kids could be home, you know?
Yeah. What's your self-care look like? It's kind of like it's basically anything that makes you feel better about your about your situation. So it might be exercise, it might be painting, it might be meditation. What are some of the things that you're doing right now that are your own personal self-care?
I think I feel like doing my peer support classes and stuff like that, because I've lost my memory and I see how my kids are struggling with depression and stuff. It makes me feel good because going through these classes, learning things every day, something different, then I know how to handle my kids and how to handle myself, you know? And I got a good support right now. You know, I got my boyfriend supporting me a lot. He's helping me with everything. You know, I'm just trying to. I would just
1 minute.
Trying to think of those things that maybe have kind of gone on the back burner recently that you can do for yourself. Because I know you're going through a lot right now. But whatever it is that maybe that has helped in the past, it's so important to do it right now, so that way you do have the strength to keep fighting for your kids.
Hey, Diana, can you hold on and come back on after we take a break? I'd like to finish your call with you. So hold on, okay? All right, this is The Secret, How to Fight Child Protective Services. We're going to be right back after these messages with more from Diana.